Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fillmonique's world. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of saying no, the power of saying no. And I wanted to talk about this topic because, as I'm growing and as I'm moving into this world in my purpose, I notice it's a thing with people that will be around you, loved ones. It will be relationships. It will be friendships. Even work, colleagues, business people that don't like people saying no to them. You will see a shift in relationships when you say no. And I just want to touch on this so you will know that it's important to say no to protect yourself and to keep your cup full. I always talk about keeping your cup full. This is one of the biggest ones of keeping your cup full. This is what I did to get myself back on my path that I'm going. And I just think it's so important to understand yourself and to say no and stop people pleasing. You can't please everybody, and it's not your job to please everybody. Your job is to make sure you're good on this earth and being the best person you can be. So saying no allows that. Having boundaries allows that. So I wanted to talk about this. This was like an episode I just was like, I'm talking about this. And even if it's for 10 minutes, I wanted to share this. And I hope and pray that somebody that really needs to hear this can hear it. So I'm going to make up a story, just like a scenario or something, just so you can kind of get the idea. But if you're dating somebody, for example, if you're dating somebody and you always cook, and you getting off work, you always cook and you make sure things is going, but you have been drained after getting off work and you don't want to cook. So you telling your partner, okay, is pizza in there, or I order pizza, and the partner gets upset. And you tell them, no, I'm not cooking every day. They get upset, or a shift happens. That's not okay. That's not okay for a person, a partner, a friend to feel a way about your no. And your no is a boundary. And I also believe no is a full sentence. No with the dots, no with the period. Like, nobody can tell you what your no is. You want to say no. And that's how you feel. You should be able to say it. So I feel that you have to make sure you're being intentional with your no's always. Making sure you letting them know if you feel like it. So if you are in a relationship, why you're saying no, because it's a communication thing, and you just saying I'm drained, just so they can have understanding. And then some people you don't have to explain it to. And there's different types of reasons why saying no can reduce stress, and it also can increase self-confidence. So it's so many different layers of why no is important. It also helps with your mental health. Filling other people's cup and not filling yours can drain you. It can make you also extremely depressed. And I've learned when I was filling people's cups and not filling mine, I was drained and I didn't even recognize myself in the mirror. Like, I was like a whole nother person. But that happened because I allowed people to tell me who I was and where I was going. And if I would have said no on some things, it would have never happened. And sometimes you can let this happen so long that you could completely lose yourself. And I did get to that point where I fully lost myself, but I'm letting you know that you don't have to get there. And so also too, you can get overwhelmed. It can lead to burnout. I know depression is one of the biggest ones. I feel like I was a very highly depressed person because of not saying no and just always had to say yes. Also too, you see shifts in people when you start saying no and you start being this person of no's. So I didn't want to share this, but I'm gonna share this story in a way that it's respectful, and it just kind of gives you kind of insight. I tell it like this. So saying no to somebody when you said yes to them, but you took something back, you don't feel comfortable, or you thought about it, and you had a conversation with the person, and you might have been like, this is not for me, no. And then the person got upset at you, and then you fell out or you stopped talking. um that no was important for you. That no protected you in the situation that you wanted to protect. That's not up to somebody. Somebody shouldn't get upset at you for a no because they don't understand your no. And I think a lot of times it's not understanding, but you also don't have to explain it. We are adults and we're not children. So I feel like a child will be the one that would get upset at a no with certain situations. And I know for me, I had a situation where I told somebody no with something, not remembering the conversation, and they got upset, and we don't talk till today because of it. But I stood strong on how I felt because it was better for me, not them. And that's what it's about. If it's your situation, it's your stuff, you have right to say no to it. Anything that doesn't make you feel comfortable. Your gut feeling is telling you to say no. Say no. Don't allow people to tell you what your yes is. And that's why this is so important. I want to ask you guys a question, and you can think about this. Have you asked people, or have you said no to people, that's some people around you, and did they stop talking to you? And how did that make you feel? I want you to write in a book those people, write what did you say no to, no about, and did they stop talking to you immediately or over time? I believe so. Write that down for yourself. And these are healing things for yourself. And I did a lot of this stuff for myself when I started therapy. But this will also allow to see if somebody is using you. Because sometimes when you say no, you can really wing out the users. And sometimes we built people. Sometimes we build people in a way of like you build them in that way of because you keep saying yes to them. So then they used to you saying yes, so then they feel away. So that can happen too. So you gotta take accountability for that. But I would say you have right to say no anytime, any place. It's up to you. When you say no, it creates negative around your boundaries. It's important to surround yourself with people, supportive people that support anything and everything you want. And that's vice versa as well. So whatever you putting out, they should be the same. So their boundaries, what they want, their need, because these build healthy relationships. And empathizing that saying no is not selfish is essential for healthy relationships. It is so important to say no for your relationship, for even when you start dating, man or woman. It's good to put your boundaries and your triggers and all that. I wouldn't say everything out, but just things that you know for a fact upset you or you're not going to allow. Let that person know. Don't hold back because you feel like I love this person or I care or I like this person. You have to put those boundaries up because it stop a lot of unnecessary things that may happen or occur. So I would say make sure that you are putting your boundaries and your nose up right away. So I wanted to challenge you guys, and then I'm going to wrap this up, and then we're going to have a part 2. But I want to challenge you guys to say no. I'm going to give you 10 no's. for next week. So Monday through Friday, I want you to say no 10 times. And I want you to write in a journal how you feel, who you said no to, why you said no, and how did it make you feel. And I want you to do this for yourself because most of us are people pleasers. We don't know how to say no. So I want you to be able to get into the routine of saying no, even if it's to your kids, your husband, your wife, your best friend. You need to say no more. And this is for your mental health. This is for your self-love. This is for self-care. So I want you guys to do that. We're going to do a part 2 because I want you guys to understand how important these two things going hand in hand. So no and boundaries. So come meet me on the second episode. Well, second part.